Coronation Street spoilers. Peter Barlow faces alcohol relapse after factory collapse. Death TV end. Peter, played by Chris Gascoigne, has recently come to blows with his former lover Carla Connor Allison King on tea after his beloved boat she bought him went up in flames, with his son Simon Barlow Alex Bain trapped inside. Although Peter managed to rescue his son, he and Carla have been locked in a feud as the underworld factory boss tried to conceal the identity of the culprit behind the blaze, Roy Cropper David Nielsen, which led the cobbles.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,